Hey guys, Des here, and today I just want to go over trade recaps for December 15th, 2022. And I really want you guys to pay attention to this one because there's a lot of different variables that I use today to catch some really nice moves on the downside on the S&P 500. So, to start off, we did have this gap down overnight, right? We had this gap down overnight, and we gapped, what was this, about a $4 move on SPY, about 40 points on ES, and this was kind of expected. We were expecting some type of a move because we just had CPI and we just had FOMC, two of the highest volume days almost in the year, and we didn't get, or like recent the month or two, whatever, and we didn't get a good move on the S&P 500. We kind of, we gapped up CPI, we came down, gap filled, and then we just consolidated. And then FOMC wasn't as, what people expected usually with the fireworks that it usually has, when Powell speaks and all that good stuff. So the volume was definitely there, but the movement just was not happening. And today we got that move, down over 2.5% on close, on ES. And I want to go over some trading strategies that I use today to, capitalize on these moves. So when market opens and we have this gap down here, right? I always love using the ES chart to kind of see where overnight price action was rejecting at, and where I possibly could take a short. To no surprise, where we came in the morning to this 39.80 level, we did, we knifed this level, and on SPY it was like, okay, it's not really a lot of confirmation. You're just kind of taking a trade out of nowhere. But if you're on the ES chart, as you guys can see, we had this previous support at this 39.82. This 39.82 level was previously support 1, 2, 3 bounces, and now once we get under it, we're rejecting just as much. One, major rejection here, here, and here. We had this rejection, really nice sharp move down off this 39.82 level, and I actually took shorts here because I was watching this. I couldn't, alert or anything because this was, a very quick move on ES, right off open. And now, so, you got your ES chart, you're looking at this breakdown, and now you don't want to chase this move. What do? We have a clear trend on the downside. You could see ES overnight. We're clearly downtrending, and we're likely to get a trend day when days like this, when we're breaking levels and making, very impulse moves down. And now you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to chase this. I don't want to, get caught in a pullback. What you should, how do you get into a trade to downside without risking so much by entering too early? And I'm actually going to bring this back to the SPY chart on this one. When we're moving down like this, I'm looking for price to consolidate into a bear flag, whatever, rising wedge, whatever it may be to the downside. Any bearish pattern I'm looking for the trend to continue. And we got one really early on SPY, about 30 minutes into the market. We started pushing up, down, and now I'm seeing this clear bear flag on the 1-minute chart that I am looking to short. Now this for me is an A+ setup. As you can see, we came down. We started flagging. So you could either take the top of the flag here for, good risk to reward. Your stop loss will be right above the flag, above EMAs, whatever it may be. Or you could take the breakdown and retest. And on this case, either one would have worked. I also want to show you guys the 5-minute chart on this. As you can see, the 5-minute chart, we did touch the 9 EMA for a pullback. This is a great pullback spot. You can have your stops above the EMA and above the trend, this bear flag trend here. So let's bring it back to the 1-minute chart and what could be, ideal entries that, I actually took today and, the team banked on. Entries off here will be very good, obviously. But if you want to wait, you don't want to buy into downside strength. You don't want to buy your puts when they're getting spiked on SPX premiums. You want to buy on retest and, I like to buy puts on green candles or like candles where, we move up and we're consolidating, retesting for another leg down. And as you see, we got this bear flag here. We had a perfect retest at this flag for about 1, 2, 3, 5 minutes. You had about 5 minutes to get to this entry. And this is very good risk reward because your stop would be right back into the trend above these EMAs, and then you have the whole downside to cover on SPY once this level gave out. Now, something else that I want to tell you guys. I had my bear flag drawn out like this, but I'm also noticing where did price actually bounce from. We bounced from this 390.3, 390.4, and we got this 390.3 again. So now I'm looking, okay, this was a support level for intraday, and now I'm looking for, on the downside, if I do want to get back into my shorts, I am looking for a retest at this level to catch some downside movement. So what did I do? I had something like this drawn out. However, this was green because, you know, we were bouncing from here. This was green, bounce, ground, bounce. And then once we broke under, you know, I entered shorts off this retest here. I scaled a lot of contracts here because I don't, you know, potential bounce. This is still a very, you know, good 10-point move on ES or a dollar move on SPY. And then we just rode runners all the way down and set stops accordingly. So imagine you missed the first trade, you missed this trade, and you missed this trade right here. Now you're like, okay, I really don't want to chase. I really got to see some, you know, movement, or I got to wait for a retest or whatever. What do you got to do? You got to be patient. This game is all about patience, waiting for trends to play out, waiting for patterns to play out, waiting for retests to happen. So once again, 850, we started channeling back up. However, look at this channel. It looks very familiar. I had something like this, and then I had something like this. And, you know, this is one piece of confluence easily. We're in a bear flag again. Two pieces of confluence is that we're coming back to the support level to turn it into resistance. This level is turning into resistance. You know, this is basically, this is trading 101. You break support, you come back up, it's going to turn into resistance, intraday zones. Very nice move to the downside. Now, once again, if you don't want to play the, you know, zone because you think, okay, this candle is pretty strong, I don't feel comfortable, we're still within the trend, you could always play the downside and retest of EMAs. So we had this support turn into resistance, we had a bear flag, and let me go back to the 5-minute chart. Once again, we came up, first test of the 21 EMA today, and then we had an absolute knifer all the way down back to this 388 level where we did consolidate at. And let me show you guys something else. Once again, I had this zone because this is, you know, we're area interest. We have bounces, rejections, so I'm still watching this area. And I don't know how low it's going to go. I had a 388 or 3880 level on SPX, which obviously we bounced from. Very good bounce spot. So I just, once again, I'm drawing my intraday levels. Something like this. I'm looking at where we're rejecting from. I'm not taking trades. I'm not taking trades within here. I'm not taking trades within here because I do not trust the price action down here because it's very choppy and the market is indecisive on the next move that it wants to do. Boom. So I have something like this. Very, you know, very rough, you know, sky. And, you know, once again, look at this. We bounced here. We, you know, we consolidated here a little bit before we moved down. We rejected. We got up, came back, bounced. Perfect. Now, I did take one more trade at the end of the day, and it was on this move down here. I took a loss out of one position on this move down, but then I had another position that I had two going on, and the one banked for 75%. The other one I lost because it was too far out the money, and the SPX contracts were getting, you know, destroyed as this was towards the end of the day. So let me show you guys. Once again, I am looking to sell here until this level breaks and retest. I am looking to sell. We also had the VWAP level here. We came above it, but we did not get the full breakdown. Let me actually take off the upper and lower band because I do not use those. And if you look at the 5-minute, we never got full confirmation above that VWAP level. And once again, we came back to this level. We double topped here and we caught this really nice move down towards the end of the day on SPX puts once again. Now, that was a lot of information. I want you guys to go back, watch the video, whatever you got to do, take notes. Don't make trading harder than it already is. We had the, you know, use your ES levels. We had ES rejection here at the beginning of the day. We came and retested this 3982, came down, rejected. And now you can switch into SPY because price is trending. And if you don't want to get caught up, you can see that, you know, the EMAs are here on the 5-minute chart. If you go to 5-minute, and also wearing a bear flag. You know, if you take the retest of the bear flag, I had my first price target here, which was low a day at this time. And then I didn't, you know, you don't know if it's going to really bounce or reject. You're hoping that it's going to come down even lower because this is a bear flag where price is consolidating at. If it was really a good spot, we would be bouncing from this area, but we didn't. We come down, and now price is channeling again, and you got to wait. You got to be patient. We came back and retested this previous support level, and then we're coming right back down into this. You know, we chopped here for about an hour 30. We had an hour 30 chop here before the next move up, and we came back to this area, and I was looking for shorts once again. I took one loss and one win on this short. I took a win on this short, and then I took a win on this short here. So those are my trades for today. I try to explain it the best I can by making it, you know, as simple as I can. So I really hope this helps, and until next time, I'll catch you guys.